Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Today we'll discuss a section from Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela, second chapter, shloka number 84 to 100. So in this section we'll try to see some multiple aspects of Krishna consciousness and also some aspects that we just highlighted. When Lord was in Jagannath Puri, how many years Lord was in Jagannath Puri? 18 years. Other 6 years, what he did? He went for South Indian Yatra. And the 24 years before that, he was in Navadvip doing his wonderful pastimes. So Gaur Purnima is coming March. So we'll discuss more about the Navadvip pastimes later. So when Lord was there in Jagannath Puri, so at that time, there were few set of devotees, in fact many devotees, but there were few who were having a very intimate association of the Lord. Namely Prataprudra Maharaj. Prataprudra Maharaj, after a long struggle, he got association of Mahaprabhu. And then after that, yes, it was continued association. And then we had devotees like Krishnananda, Shivananda, Paramananda Mahapatra, Bhagavan Acharya, Brahmananda Bharati, Sri Shikhi Mahiti, and Murari Mahiti. They were the ones who constantly got the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Very fortunate souls. We want to discuss about one such fortunate soul in today's class, and his name is Bhagavan Acharya. So Bhagavan Acharya was a gentleman. He was a great devotee, and along with that, he was a great scholar also. This combination is very rare. Gentleman, great devotee and scholar. It's very rare. You can have either of the two or one of them. But all the three together, he was the personality. And he was a devotee who was absorbed in Sakhya Rasa. So his entire meditation was into that. So since he was into that mood, and here it is also said that he was an incarnation of a cowherd boy, incarnation of a Gopa. Therefore, his dealings with Swarup Damodar Goswami was very friendly, in that friendly mood. With Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there were two personalities, always, all the time, in his Gambhira, in that small room. One is Swarup Damodar Goswami, another one was Ramananda Rai. So these two personalities were always there, and they had some special roles to play. They were the ones who were singing wonderful songs by wonderful personalities, just to pacify the Lord when he was into his ecstasy, when he was in the mood of separation from Lord Sri Krishna. So Swarup Damodar Goswami was a very, very strict personality when it comes to outsiders. He would never allow anyone to recite any composition of his own. Say someone writes a composition, say a song or some philosophy or whatever. First, he will check that. Is it in line with Vaishnava Siddhanta? If it's not in line of Vaishnava Siddhanta, he'll not allow them to go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They cannot go and recite that in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he'll shoo them away from that place itself. Very strict. In fact, there was a time when, we'll discuss that pastime also in some of the class, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was having a nice intimate dealing with a small boy. And it was going on. Swarup Damodar tried his best to keep that small boy away. But still that small boy would come. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would have a nice time with him. And one day Swarup Damodar, he came and he started chastising Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he started saying that what sort of example are you setting? Is this the way that you behave? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is clueless. What are you talking about? Out of the blue. What are you talking about? And then he started saying, this small boy, why are you dealing with him so intimately? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like, what's wrong in that? It is wrong because he has got a beautiful widow mother. What will people talk about you? And at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu realized, that how I was about to fall into a ditch. And Swarup, Damodar, you saved me. Once there was Gita Govind that was getting recited in Jagannath Mandir. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so very much attracted to that song that he started running and running and running. And it was a female who was singing. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is sannyasi. But since the song, he was hearing that song, Gita Govind, he was not able to control himself. He just ran. And Swarup Damodar is behind him. Mahaprabhu, wait. And at that time, Mahaprabhu is running. And Swarup Damodar loudly shouted, she is a woman! And then he stopped. And then he realized, Lord realized, oh, thank you so much. If I would have gone close to her and embraced her, I would have ended my life today. Thank you very much. So this was service of Swarup Damodar Goswami. Chastising the Lord, putting restrictions on the Lord. This was the service that he was doing. At one point of time, Swarup Damodar was sent to Navadvip. Lord said, you go there and make sure that everything falls in place. And Swarup Damodar, when he went, people were shivering there. And he went there and strictly made everything. He set everything right. And then he came back. So we're talking about that person. So this Bhagavan Acharya, who had such nice intimate relation with Swarup Damodar, he had intimate relation with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. See, the difference between a Sahajiya and a surrendered devotee is that both of them will have that feelings towards the Lord. But a surrendered devotee is the one who takes shelter of the Lord at every moment. And Sahajiya is the one who is just floating in his own feelings all the time. And no surrender, nothing. Yes. And here, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is writing that Bhagavan Acharya sought the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet with full surrender. Whenever we say Sharanagati, we have 6 limbs. And the first 2 are very important to begin with. Anukulyasya Sankalpa, Pratikulyasya Varjanam. This Sahajiyas cannot do. Anukulyasya Sankalpa, they'll give up that. Pratikulyasya Varjanam, they'll do that. So they are into a different mode altogether. But surrendered devotees are the ones who are very careful. Every moment, they'll make sure that they'll take shelter of the Lord, surrender to the Lord. And here, Bhagavan Acharya, like any other devotee in Jagannath Puri, he would take the opportunity to invite Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his place. Now these devotees, when they would invite Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they would cook a lot of items. Many items. And then they would keep in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so innocently would say, I'm a sannyasi, how can I eat all this? And then the devotees, they are very intelligent. And they say, in their own way, Zada natak mat karo. You as Jagannath, you're eating so many times in the temple, 56 items. And now here you're doing natak, eat. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would then accept everything and he'll finish everything. There's a description that comes. So every devotee would cook with so much of love and devotion. Bhagavan Acharya also was not less. He would also cook very nicely. He would also cook very nicely. So many items. And here, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that he would prepare varieties of rice and vegetables at home and brought the Lord there alone to eat. So in that place, Jagannath Puri, there are 2 types of rice. One is called as prasadi and one is called as amani or ghara bhat. So prasadi basically means the prasad of Jagannath. So that's the rice that is offered to the Lord. So people would get rice from there and then distribute. But here, amani means ghara bhat, the rice that is cooked at home. So with this we can understand that many would not cook rice at home. So they would get it from the temple. But then this personality, that is Bhagavan Acharya, he cooked at home. And then he called the Lord. Now see, the devotion of Bhagavan Acharya is so great. But then his background is also very important to understand, which will inspire all of us to do intense devotional service. Bhagwan Acharya's father's name was Shatananda Khan, and he was into politics, expert statesman, proper materialist. But Bhagwan Acharya was completely different. He was not at all interested in the management of the state, not interested in politics, nothing. He was mostly a renunciant. He was into the renounced order of life. Now it's very important that we understand one thing, that in our Krishna consciousness, in our practice of Krishna consciousness, no one can force us not to practice bhakti. No one can force us not to follow the principles of devotional service. No one in this world has power to do that. No one. Therefore, it's very important that whenever we feel, oh, because that person forced me, so I had to do this. Because that family member forced me, so I had to stop this particular principle. I couldn't follow this particular principle. ऐसा सब नहीं होता. I don't know if in this forum I have shared. One devotee was sharing who visited Bali, Indonesia. So they were sitting for prasad, and one lady was having prasad with so much of intensity. She was not an IYF member. But still, gapa gop. Yes. A lot. And then this devotee was like, Mataji, there are a lot of prasad there still. Aram se you eat. But that she was still voraciously eating. And then after they washed the hands, then that lady came and she started speaking to this devotee, and she said, actually I belong to a Muslim family. And at my house, in my room, I've got Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra deities. But in the kitchen where I stay, non-veg is cooked. So I cannot cook anything for my Jagannath. So I offer raw vegetables and fruits to the Lord, and that's what I accept for 6 days in a week. So only one day I get to eat cooked food. So that is the reason, whatever you saw. Can you imagine? We have such devotees who exist in this world. They don't complain. People are forcing me and this and that. They are fixed. I want to follow the principles of bhakti. I want to attain Krishna. I want to serve my Lord. If my Jagannath cannot eat cooked food, how can I eat cooked food? I'll also eat whatever my Jagannath is eating. Look at the mood that is there. Many times, this is also seen that how devotees hesitate to put tilak, how devotees hesitate, to wear Vaishnava attire, when they are out on the street. They say that, no, what other people will think. What will they say? Everyone will look at me. This is what we think, but no one looks at us. This is a fact. When we walk on the road, we feel like everyone is looking at us. But the fact is, no one is looking at us. Yes, no one. वो गलती से किसी और को देखते रहेंगे तो हमें लगता रहेगा वो looking at me. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. They don't look. No one looks at us. Yes. See, one thing which all of us have to understand, and that should become very ingrained in our existence, that we are not here to please anyone in this world except Guru and Krishna. As a devotee, the time when we have stamped ourselves as a Vaishnava, as a devotee, morning it's very nice, we say, that all the devotees who claims to be a Vaishnava. So we claim to be a Vaishnava. So when we claim to be a Vaishnava and we're stamping ourselves as a devotee, the mood is very clear that I'm living my life for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. I want to impress them. I'm not here to impress anyone else. And one thing you have to understand is, if you're trying to impress anyone in this world, remember one thing, that they are not going to come at the time of death to save us. This for sure. नहीं वो बुरा मान जाएंगे इसलिए मैं ये फॉलो नहीं करूंगा, वो बुरा मान जाएंगे इसलिए मैं ये कॉम्प्रोमाइज करूंगा. It doesn't work like that. We have to see that what will please Guru and Krishna, and that's what has to be done. Because finally at the time of death, if someone is going to hold our hand and take us back home, it's Guru and Krishna. They will come in their original Swarupa and take us back home, giving us the original Swarupa. Therefore, it's very, very important that we understand time is very short. An intense practice of bhakti is needed. We cannot compromise even one day. Forget about one day, even 1 hour we cannot compromise. Thinking that, okay, I'll just lower down this particular principle of Krishna consciousness. Relatives will be pleased. friends will be pleased, my boss will be pleased if I go for team lunch and if I sit and have whatever. Yes? No, we cannot compromise in any ways. Yeah, we have to have this intensity of devotional service because we never know that what's going to happen next. Therefore, no one forces. This is the point that I'm trying to make. No one forces. Bhagavan Acharya, he was the only devotee in the house, and everyone else, is a materialist. But he's all good. He's practicing bhakti so intensely. So, what is important for a devotee is determination. One thing, at least I've analyzed when I speak to a lot of people around, that when it comes to doing sense gratification, determination level is very high. People are ready to do anything and everything to do sense gratification. But when it comes to bhakti, they hesitate so much. I still remember few youth boys whom I spoken to, and I don't know, it was either shifting to the base or taking prasad here or chanting the holy names or whatever. So they were like, Prabhuji, Papa Mama se permission lena hoga. And he was the same person who came 1 week before and he said that, actually I had a breakup with my girlfriend, what should I do? Then I was wondering, did you tell your parents about your relationship that was there? You take permission for that? Yes. When it comes to some sense gratification, illicit sex, there is no need of permission. Full determination is there. And now when it comes to doing devotional service, determination kam ho jata hai. Therefore, it's very important that we understand how the mind is tricking. So determination level should be very high for a devotee to practice devotional service, or else compromise will happen at various instances. Along with determination, desire is also very important in the life of a devotee. Desire to attain Krishna's eternal service. If that desire is not there, then the priority list will not be proper. In the priority list, Krishna will always be at the end. If the desire is to attain Krishna, Krishna will be at the top. So what is the desire of ours? We have to ask. And then we can see our priority list. Then accordingly we will find. Based on our desire, proportionately Krishna will be placed somewhere in the priority list, surely not at the top. Therefore, here we understand Bhagavan Acharya, such a great devotee. Papa is pakka materialist. Bhai ke baare mein baat karenge abhi thode der mein. He is also not a devotee. But he is a devotee. And that too not an ordinary devotee. A great Mahabhagavat, intensely practicing devotional service, inviting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu home to serve him. Not an ordinary thing for sure. So in this way, Bhagavan Acharya continued his devotional service. His brother's name is Gopal. Gopal Bhattacharya. Now Gopal Bhattacharya, he went to Banaras to study Vedanta philosophy. And then he returned to Jagannath Puri, to Bhagavan Acharya's home. Now he studied Vedanta according to Sharirika Bhashya. You understand Sharirika Bhashya? Commentary by Adi Shankaracharya. Commentary by Shankaracharya, and it's basically Mayavad philosophy. There's something called as Prasthanatrayi. So today we'll discuss some philosophy also. Yeah. Something called as Prasthanatrayi. Anyone knows what is Prasthanatrayi? What is that? You will know. Yes. So commentary given by Shankaracharya on these three scriptures, the 10 Upanishads, Bhagavad-gita and Vedanta Sutra. Or Vedanta, not Vedanta. Yeah, Vedanta Sutra, sorry. So his commentary are called as Sharirika Bhashya. And this Sharirika Bhashya is a very nice thing because it talks about Mayavad. His entire commentary is based on Mayavad philosophy. We'll discuss more on this today regarding Mayavad philosophy. Now Bhagavan Acharya took his brother to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is his life and soul. Bhagavan Acharya's life and soul. Now whoever comes, he'll take them first to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like that he took Gopal also to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he's introducing, Mera bhai hai, my brother has come. And then the introduction is going on. But when it comes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was not very happy in meeting this person. is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not like Mayavadis. He does not like to meet Mayavadis. One of such incident which comes in Chaitanya Lila is when Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, when he was traveling from Vrindavan to Jagannath Puri through the forest along with his servant. So there came a person called Ramdas. And Raghunath Bhatta Goswami is such an exalted soul. Ramdas could make out that he's a very exalted soul. I should serve him. And then Ramdas would carry his luggage, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami's luggage. But then Raghunath Bhatta Goswami is like, no, I cannot accept service from you. And Ramdas is, no, I want to serve you. And at that time, in that tug of war, many exchanges of dialogues that happened. And one of the dialogue was, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami is saying that I'm a fallen soul. You will not get anything by serving me. And Ramdas is saying, no, I'll get everything by serving you. And then he's taking the luggage and then he's carrying. Now Raghunath Bhatta Goswami is also very happy to look at Ramadas and get his association throughout that journey till Jagannath Puri. Because Ramdas all the time was chanting Lord Ram's name. He was completely absorbed in chanting Lord Ram's name, and Raghunath Bhatta Goswami is thinking, oh, I'm so fortunate. In this forest I got the association of such a great devotee who is incessantly chanting Lord Ram's name. And they come to Jagannath Puri, long pastime cut short. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's very happy, to receive Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. He's embracing him and then he's so happy, to see him. But then he's not looking at Ramdas. So at one point, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, he felt a bit odd. What happened? So he asked privately to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that why you're not entertaining Ramdas? He's such a great devotee, oh Lord, I tell you. He's chanting Lord Ram's name all the time. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, looking at Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, said, he's chanting Lord Ram's name to become Ram. I don't want to see his face ever. Take him away. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was never ever happy, to meet any Mayavadi. And in between the filter was Swarup Damodar. But the jack was there, no. Bhagwan Acharya had a jack with Swarup Damodar. Somehow he took his brother. And then obviously they had that meeting. But now when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not derive any happiness by meeting a Mayavadi, but still he met. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the author of Chaitanya Chaitamrita, he says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu derives no happiness from meeting one who is not a pure devotee of Krishna. Please hear this once again. If you're sleeping, wake up and hear. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu derives no happiness from meeting one who is not a pure devotee of Krishna. So it means Lord is happy only to meet pure devotees of His. This is a fact. Because these pure devotees are very special. We should understand what is the speciality of a pure devotee. They are very, very special. Why they are very, very special? Because they have no other goal in life. They literally have no other goal in life except one, that I want to serve my Lord. I want to please my Lord. This is the only goal that they have. They don't have any other goal apart from this. They are very special. They are fully surrendered to the Lord. They are completely surrendered. And all the time their only thought process is, how can I gratify the senses of my Lord? That's it. They don't think about anything else apart from this. Therefore, when Durvasa Muni, when he cursed Amrish Maharaj by creating the Kritya, the fiery demon, instead of killing Amrish Maharaj, it got killed. Because Sudarshan Chakra killed the fiery demon. And Sudarshan Chakra started following Durvasa Muni, and Durvasa Muni, looking at that, he started running from there. That entire scene will be such a cartoonish, you can just imagine. Durvasa Muni is running and Sudarshan Chakra is following behind. And the distance between the two are always the same. Sometimes Sudarshan comes close and then he's back. And he's running everywhere. Durvasa Muni is running everywhere. And finally he reaches a place where he could find Narayan, Lord Narayan. And he's saying that, please help me. Please help me. I cannot do anything. This is your chakra. Please help me. At that time, Lord Narayan gives a Bhagavatam class to him. Yes, starting with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Because what is Bhagavatam all about? Bhagavatam is the glories of the devotees and the Lord. But glories of the devotees take priority over the glories of the Lord in Srimad Bhagavatam, we see. And here Lord Narayan is glorifying his pure devotee Amrish Maharaj. And he is glorifying to such an extent, he is saying, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. Durvasa, I cannot do anything. मैं कुछ भी नहीं कर सकता. And for that, he recites many shlokas. Very wonderful set of shlokas. In one of them, he says, Sadhavo hridayam mayam sadhunam hridayantvaham mad anyatte na jananti naham tebhyo managapi. So Lord is saying that Sadhavo hridayam mayam sadhunam hridayantvaham. So he's saying that my pure devotees are always in my heart and I am always in the heart of my devotee. I repeat. So Lord is saying that I am always in the heart of my devotee and my devotees are always in my heart. And then he makes another very profound statement. He says, my devotees don't know anything apart from me. And Durvasa, I also don't know anything apart from my devotees. Such an intimate connection. Such an intimate connection. In fact, in the same set of verses, Lord is making a very graphic picture, and then he is depicting a graphic picture and is talking about how his devotees control him. And he's saying, like the wife controls the husband by her love, similarly my devotees control me by their love. आप लोग क्यों है कर रहे हैं? So you see how the devotee controls the Lord, and Lord is very happy to be controlled to such an extent that he says that aham bhakta paradhino ya swatantra iva dvija sadhubir grasta hrudayo bhaktair bhakta janapriyah. He's saying, oh Durvasa, sorry, I cannot do anything. This is the first shloka, by the way, Bhagavano Vacha, and this is how it starts. He's saying, aham bhakta paradhino. When in front of my devotees, I'm very lower than them. Aham bhakta para adhina. Ya swatantra iva dvija, I don't have any swatantra. And say Durvasa Muni is asking, Are jhote? You're called a swarat. You're independent, all independent. How are you saying that you're not independent? And then I'll clarify. Listen. He's saying that sadhubir grastharudayo. These sadhus who look very innocent, they are the ones who capture my heart. And since our Acharya is right, heart is the place where you can actually desire. Heart is a place where, basically heart or mind, whatever you call it as, that is a place where you can do these activities of thinking, feeling and willing. So Lord is saying, if I have to will, if I have to desire that Sudarshan stop, leave Durvasa, for that my heart should be there with me. It's not there with me, it is controlled by my devotee, what will I do? And then he says, Durvasa, not just my devotees, devotees of my devotees also control me. Aha, that's what is my situation. Look at my situation. And then Durvasa Muni might ask, but what is so special about these devotees? क्या किया है इन्होंने आपके लिए? ऐसा क्या बड़ा काम कर दिया that you're giving your heart to them and their heart you're keeping? What's going on, this heart-to-heart connection? What have they done for you? And a very intense shloka, which Lord is telling. Yedaragara putrapta pranan vittamamimam param hitva mam sharanam yataha katham tam tyaktum utsahe. He's saying, oh Durvasa, they are the ones who give up anything and everything just for my service. And see the list that he is giving. First he says Dara, they give up their wife. Agara, they give up their house. Putra, they give up their kids. Apta, they give up their relatives. They give up their prana, they give up their life. That is anta prana. They give up their bhaya prana also. You know what is bhaya prana? See, anta prana, sometimes people are ready to give up. But bhaya prana is very difficult. Very difficult. Vittam, they are ready to give up their wealth also. Oh Durvasa, only for my service. And at the end, he is saying, Katham tam tyaktum utsahe. How can I give up these devotees? I also cannot give up these devotees. That's why Durvasa, that heart-to-heart connection is there. See, therefore, one point is very important. After all this discussion, all this description from Bhagavatam, one point is very clear that Lord is very eager to have pure devotees close to him. Lord is very happy to take darshan of pure devotees. Very, very important. Therefore, as devotees, this desire should be there in the heart. Even I want to become a pure devotee. Now, sometimes devotees ask, Prabhuji, is life mein ban sakta hai pure devotee? Because after so much of impurity that I have accumulated from so many lifetimes, and especially this life, how can I purify myself? How can I become pure devotee? Possible. It's not, see, always remember one thing, Acharyas will never speak something that is impossible. Acharyas are all practical. Sometimes people might say, Prabhuji, वो भागवतम क्लास थोड़ा practical रखिए ना, अब इतना impractical चीजें क्यों बोलते हैं? Practical, it is practical. Why? Because our acharyas have given things which are very practical. If this was not practical to become a pure devotee, our acharyas would have never spoken about that, for sure. And in Kali Yuga, don't you think acharyas know that how contaminated we are? How patita we are? They know very well. We are fallen, we are conditioned, we are gone case. But still, they take our case. And they're telling us, yes, you can also become a pure devotee. Therefore, this one thing should be there always in the heart that yes, I want to be a pure devotee because Lord gets a lot of pleasure to take darshan of his pure devotees. And this shloka is very clear. Here it is said that how Lord becomes happy to meet his pure devotees. If Lord is becoming happy, can you imagine how much happy the entire parampara would become? How much happy all these personalities would become? Therefore, becoming a pure devotee is very important. And what is so great about becoming pure devotee? Just few principles you have to follow, that's it. Which Rupa Goswami gives a nectar of devotion. Anyabhilashita shunyam. All the other desires should be zero. Simple. What is so great about putting all the desires to zero? Yes. Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadhya anavratam anukulena Krishna anushīlanam bhaktiruttama. So just keeping all the other desires zero and just serving the Lord without any covering of karma and jnana. Serving the Lord the way the Lord wants, in the favorable way. So in this way, aspiring for pure devotional service is very important. And at times, we'll not understand, okay, in this situation, how can I do pure devotional service? Therefore, one should pray for clarity. Oh Lord, please give me clarity. I don't know what next to do. Now, this is one of our prayer, which we offer almost every day. Please give clarity of what next to do in Krishna consciousness. Because Lord is the one who can inspire, who can tell us what next to do. He knows the entire future. He knows the things. He can tell us what next to do. Therefore, it's very important, that we pray to the Lord that please help me and make me understand what next to do. And we will see either some devotee will come and tell us what next to do, or Lord will inspire us from within. So here, when Bhagwan Acharya took his brother, whose name was Gopal Bhattacharya, Jagah hai sab log. Gopal Bhattacharya. So at that time, Lord was not very happy, to meet him. But still, here Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami says, the Lord felt no jubilation in meeting him. Nevertheless, Gopal Bhattacharya was related to Bhagwan Acharya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu found pleasure in seeing him. He pretended that he was feeling good seeing Gopal Bhattacharya. Now this is a very big thing I was feeling, when I was reading this. Why Lord has to act? What is the need? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why he has to act? He could have just said, "Chal hat, nikalo isko." I don't want to see him. Get lost. I don't want to see your brother. But here, Lord is very much eager that his pure devotee, he shouldn't feel bad. Just for his pure devotee, can you imagine his pretending to show that he is feeling pleasure seeing a Mayavadi? Can you believe that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doing this? Lord is ready to do anything for his pure devotee. Anything. He is ready to act also. Act in such a way that he is feeling very happy to see a Mayavadi. Even when it comes to killing of Hiranyakashipu, you see, Lord is ready to do anything for his pure devotee. Prahlad is asking that, please forgive my father. And Lord is saying, what about your father? 21 generations are delivered. You be happy. And only because Yudhishthira Maharaj and the Pandavas, they requested Krishna, Who are pure devotees? Krishna became the peace messenger for Duryodhan. He went as a peace messenger to Duryodhan. Can you imagine what all Lord does for his pure devotees? How much importance Lord gives for his pure devotees? Therefore, it is said when pure devotee says something, and if we follow that, even if Lord does not want us to go back home, back to Godhead, since that devotee has told, we'll have some hope to go back home, back to Godhead. Yes? Lord has to shower his mercy because pure devotee is forcing him to do that. Therefore, in this way, we understand a very, very important thing here, that how Lord is ready to do anything for his devotee and how devotee is ready to do anything for the Lord. Anything means anything. Now, Bhagavan Acharya, he started speaking to Sarup Damodar. Because here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled. Oh, very nice, you got your Mayavadi brother. Very happy. So after all that, then Bhagavan Acharya is talking to Sarup Damodar. And he says that Gopal, my younger brother, has returned to my home, having concluded his study on Vedanta philosophy. And look at the confidence of Bhagavan Acharya. Look at his request to Sarup Damodar. He is requesting Sarup Damodar, oh Sarup Damodar, please hear the commentary upon Vedanta from my brother Gopal. He knows very well it's Mayavadi commentary, Mayavad commentary, but still, please hear. And Sarup Damodar, in his usual fiery mode, he says, you have lost your intelligence in the association of Gopal. And therefore you are eager to hear the Mayavad philosophy. And then he says, when a Vaishnav listens to the Shariraka Bhashya, the Mayavad commentary upon the Vedanta Sutra, he gives up the Krishna conscious attitude that the Lord is the master and the living entity is a servant. Instead, he considers himself the Supreme Lord. We have discussed this before also, but as many times as we can, we should discuss this concept. Because this is very subtle. Even as a devotee, in the garb of a devotee, we can be a Mayavadi within. Because what is all about Mayavad, the basic thing, is we don't consider the Lord to be the master, we consider ourselves to be the master. So why should I serve the Lord? And see, naturally, if we can analyze for ourselves, to get that service mood, how much we struggle. Just think about this point. How much we struggle to get service mood. It's so difficult. But when it comes to serving ourselves, full 100% we give. But when it comes to serving the Lord, then all the problems come. Whatever problems. But when it comes to serving ourselves in the selfish mood or serving our extended selfish family or extended family, that is all selfishness. There you will see that we will not have any problem. Because that aham and mameti comes into picture. Me and mine. Therefore, it's a very important thing that's very, very subtle. Very, very subtle. Where just rejecting that Lord is the master and considering oneself to be the master and not serving the Lord, that is very, very subtle. And this is what is Mayavad. Therefore, he is saying that when a Vaishnav listens to Sharirika Bhashya, what happens? He gives up the Krishna conscious attitude. So what is Krishna conscious attitude? Here is the definition that he is giving. Krishna conscious attitude is Lord is the master, living entity is a servant, and the servant is supposed to serve the master. So in this way we understand that how Mayavad philosophy is very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Now this very important point which Prabhupada writes in the purport, he says that what is this? What is the problem with these Mayavadis? Every single iskcon devotee should know, because Prabhupada has spoken so much about Mayavad. Yes. Even Mayavadis will not know that this is their philosophy. That much Prabhupada has spoken. Literally. How much their books speak, more than that our acharyas have written about Mayavad. Here it is said, the most horrifying thing in this is they call the Lord as Maya. They call the process of devotional service as Maya, Bhakti as sentimental, or Bhakti as Karma Kanda also at times. There are two types of Mayavadis, softcore and hardcore. Yes. The softcore Mayavadis are the ones who consider this world to be the Maya. Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya. Yes. So consider this world to be Maya. So they have some probability, some chance of attaining Brahman, Brahmajyoti. There's some chance. But there are hardcore Mayavadis who consider Lord to be Maya, his name, form, qualities and pastimes to be Maya. You know what is their destination? Oh, so wonderful. Everyone knows. Their destination is Naraka. Their destination is hell. They don't have any other destination. So in this way, we understand that these Mayavadis are very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. And now the modern degraded Mayavadis, they are also creating a lot of ruckus in the society. Yes. Yeah, because they say that we will become God. Maya philosophy is we are already God. But they are like we will become God. And then when it comes to Sharirika Bhashya also, the comment that the Prasthanatrayi, the commentary that Shankaracharya has given, nowhere he says that Vishnu is not supreme. Only personality who is supreme is Vishnu. Obviously, he is also in Maya, that's a different thing, according to him. But Vishnu is supreme. But when it comes to the modern day Mayavadis who are there, they consider every deity on the same platform, every personality on the same platform. It doesn't matter for them. So this is very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. So in this way, with time, that degradation is happening. And we'll not find Pakka Mayavadis as such, because they don't, the Pakka Mayavadis, the ones who are reading Vedanta Sutra and all that, they feel that these are all unqualified people. We cannot talk to these people. They're all like untouchables. We are like them. We are like untouchables for them. So they will compete and argue only with scholars of our Sampradaya. Madhvacharya, Madhva, then Sri and other Sampradayas. So in this way we see that Prabhupada writes, the Mayavad commentary, Sharirika Bhashya is like poison for a Vaishnava. Because if all this enters, that okay, all personalities are same, Lord is Maya, now we are also God. This is all very nice to hear, because we become the center everywhere in this philosophy. So when we become center and when we want to receive worship, anyways we hanker for Pujala Pratishtha. And when we are hankering for Pujala Pratishtha and then this very favorable philosophy comes, and we accept that, we are gone, we are destroyed. Why do we think that all these different so-called spiritual organizations now which are existing in the age of Kali, how come they are flourishing so much? Because the person who is there, who is leading the organization, he says, I am God. And then he says, you are also not less, you are also God. All of us are gods. G-O-D-S. All of us are gods. But our philosophy is, yes, all of us are gods. G-O-D-S, we belong to him. Yes. Therefore, it's very important that this subtle thing, if it is there in us, we have to analyze and see that are we okay to be the servant or are we aspiring to be the master? And most of the time answer will be master. And then we have to hanker and pray to the Lord, I want to be the servant. I want to serve you. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says that even Mahabhagavat or highly elevated devotee, we are not talking about ourselves, we are neophytes. Even Mahabhagavats for that matter, who has surrendered himself onto the lotus feet of Krishna, sometimes falls down from pure devotional service if he hears Mayavad philosophy of Sharirika Bhashya. Even Mahabhagavats can fall. Therefore it is said, Mayavada Bhashya Shunile Hoy Sarvanash. Yes. Such a nice statement. Hoy Sarvanash. Therefore, Prabhupada is making a strong point here. He's saying that why is there need of reading only Sharirika Bhashya? In fact, in that society, in fact, in India as a whole also for that matter, at many places, it is made it very obvious that this is the only commentary that is available, Sharirika Bhashya. So many people don't know also the other commentaries. So there are 4 Vaishnava commentaries which are there, just for information. Even I have not dived deep into all these different commentaries and Bhashya basically. So in Sri Sampradaya, Sri Ramanujarya, he gave a Bhashya called Sri Bhashya. And there in that Sri Bhashya, he establishes Vishishta Dvaita Vad philosophy. And for us, Brahma Sampradaya, Madhvacharya has given. And that Bhashya is called as Purna Pragya Bhashya. And in that he speaks about Shuddha Dvaita Vad. Kumara Sampradaya, Sri Nimbarkacharya, he gives a Bhashya called Parijata Saurava Bhashya. And there he gives a Vad called Dvaita Dvaita Vad. And finally the last one, in Rudra Sampradaya, Vishnu Swami, he gives the Bhashya which is called as Sarvagya Bhashya. And there he gives Shuddhadvaitavad. So in this way, these personalities have given commentaries on Vedanta Sutra. And here in every commentary, you will see that speaking about Lord to be the supreme entity and we are his subordinates, we are supposed to serve him. This is the common thread that is there in all the commentaries. This for sure, this is clear. But when it comes to Mayavad, Prabhupada writes, the Mayavad philosophy presents such a jugglery of words that even a highly elevated devotee who has accepted Krishna as his life and soul changes his decision when he reads the Mayavad commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. Just imagine if elevated devotees have this problem, then there is a great problem with us as well. And what to talk about those newcomers who come for our sessions? You just tell them that you are God, you please come here. And they're like, oh, is it? These Baal people sitting here, they keep telling your servant, good. Somewhere I can become God or somewhere I'm called as God, I'll go there. And there are people who subscribe to that. So Bhagavan Acharya, when he heard all this from Swarup Damodar, he says, we are all fixed at the lotus feet of Krishna with our hearts and souls. Therefore, Sharirika Bhashya cannot change our minds. So he is also confident. He is saying, नहीं, हमारा कुछ नहीं होगा, टेंशन मत लो. आप भी टेंशन मत लो, आपका भी कुछ नहीं होगा. And then here Swarup Damodar is saying, nevertheless, when we hear the Mayavad philosophy, we hear that Brahman is knowledge and that universe of Maya is false. But we gain no spiritual understanding. So he's saying, it's a time waste to hear all this. Why you want to hear? And he also says, the Mayavadi philosophers tries to establish that living entity is only imaginary and that supreme personality of Godhead is under the influence of Maya. Hearing this kind of commentary breaks the heart and life of a devotee. So he's saying, why you want to hear that? Oh Bhagavan Acharya, why you want to hear this? Because this particular thing, even if it is not going to affect us, but it will break our heart because this is what is a philosophy. It says that Lord is under Maya. How can we accept this fact? So after hearing all that, okay, by the way, Prabhupada also gives his commentary on this. He says, the Mayavadis say that the world created by Maya is false. Jagat Mithya. And actually there is no living entity but only one spiritual effulgence. Hear this now, it's very nice. They further say that God is imaginary, that people think of God only because of ignorance. And that when Supreme Absolute Truth is befooled by external energy, Maya, he becomes a Jiva or living entity. So there is a Supreme, he comes under Maya and he becomes a living entity, a Jivatma. This is what is their description. Now therefore here, Swarup Damodar is very heavy. He's like, how can we hear this? We shouldn't be hearing this. And Bhagavan Acharya, since his brother has just completed his course in Mayavad and he has come, so he wants his brother to speak. And he wants Swarup Damodar to hear. And Swarup Damodar is like, no, I don't want to hear. Here it's also an important lesson for all of us that as devotees we should be very careful of what we are reading. What we are reading and what we are hearing. Whom are we hearing from? So what sort of devotees are we hearing from? Because life is very short. And in this short life, we are supposed to intensify our mood of Krishna consciousness and advance in Krishna consciousness, attain the highest goal, and then leave this body and enter Goloka Vrindavan. Thoda zyada bada nahi ho gaya. So many things to be done. And in this short time, so many things to be done. So therefore, one has to be very conscious of what are we hearing, from whom are we hearing, what are we reading, what is the content of that, how is it going to affect my consciousness. Calculating all this, then a devotee should pick and choose and then read and hear. Very important. Many times, unfortunately, people talk about reading some foreign author books and this and that, just so that we can preach nicely. Preach करने के लिए भक्त होकर रहेंगे तो preach करेंगे ना. अगर भक्ति चली गई तो क्या preaching करेंगे फिर? Where is the question of preaching? And many times we see that preachers speak and glorify, various foreign authors and some lame people. I don't know why. Therefore, it's very important that we don't get swayed away with all these different things. We have to stick to the parampara. And when you quote Jiva Goswami, when you quote Bhakti Vinod Thakur, when you quote Prabhupada, that makes sense than quoting some XYZ foreign author. Thinking, see, I also read this book. It is just time waste and nothing else. Therefore, one has to be very, very careful. Finally, when this pastime is about to end, Bhagavan Acharya, hearing all this from Swarup Damodar, he felt very ashamed. He felt very shameful. And the next day he told his brother Gopal Bhattacharya, "Tu chale ja." You go from here, you leave this place. And Gopal Bhattacharya, he left. So in this way we see that how Bhagavan Acharya, his devotion to the Lord is so intense. He was ready to do anything for the Lord, and Lord is ready to do anything for his devotee. And it's so astonishing. Only to please Bhagavan Acharya, Lord is acting that he is getting pleasure by looking at his brother Gopal Bhattacharya, who is a Mayavadi. This is the highlight of the entire pastime. And we also see that how Swarup Damodar was not compromising. He was not budging an inch, even when Bhagavan Acharya was putting various arguments. थोड़ा बहुत सुन सकते हैं, प्रॉब्लम क्या है, सुन लो. Swarup Damodar बिल्कुल नहीं. I'm not going to hear. So these are few things which we can meditate on and appreciate this text that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is giving us. Thank you very much. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki, Jagat Guru Sri La Prabhupada ki.